Hi, and thanks for tuning in to our live radio show. Moments of Clarity with Tiffany will begin in just a few moments. Please stay tuned. Kindly take this opportunity to share this show on your platforms because change can only come when we stand together as one, especially when it comes to ending the stigma on mental health.
You are not alone, and help is out there.
Kids have mental health issues, and we also need to learn coping skills.
Let's get started and let the show begin. See you soon.
Don't put yourself down, time for a change. Believe in yourself, time to rearrange. Be your best friend, bring hope to your day. Lose your critic, get out of your way. Now it clicks, moments of clarity. Now I hear moments of clarity. Now I get it, moments of clarity. To yourself be kind, it will please your mind. Find your joy, trust in you. Put in the time, you'll see how you grow. Many kinds of love you get to define. Find self-love, your soul will align. Now it clicks, moments of clarity. Now I hear moments of clarity. Now I get it, moments of clarity.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. I'm Tiffany Warner, licensed mental health counselor, and I'm your host. I'm so excited to hear beautiful sounds and music from a 8-album holder, pianist, and neoclassical style, and like a composer. The closest thing I've ever met to Mozart or Beethoven and things like that, with such wonderful talent. Ed, if you kindly unmute so I can hear the cue, since I know it's time to start the show, that would be great. And
Show, Liberation Station Radio Show, Tuesdays 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time, TheLiberationStation.com.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network. Welcome to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Werner, licensed mental health counselor in the state of Florida. Moments of Clarity's mission is to educate and end the stigma on mental health through the inspirational stories of our exceptional guests. You can join in the show by calling Tiffany toll-free at 866-826-1340 or on Facebook and Twitter at MOC with Tiffany. Now, here's Tiffany Werner.
hello and welcome to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. My name is Tiffany Warner. I'm a licensed mental health counselor and I'm your host. And today we're going to be talking about something beautiful, music, and from a neoclassical composer, pianist, and recording and performing artist. Has released 8 albums and featuring piano. We're going to hear her live today as well. Before I really get into formally introducing my guest, I want to say hi to Ed. Hi, Ed.
Hey, happy Friday. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. How are you doing today?
Oh, busy today.
Yeah, I kind of get that feeling.
Yeah.
Yep. And gotta love live radio, like you always taught me.
Yeah.
And just kind of roll with it. But I would like you to meet Lori Ann.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
Lori Ann, this is Ed, who's behind the scenes. Normally I'm in the studio with him, but COVID kind of took me away, so I haven't seen him much. But Lori Ann is a neoclassical composer, pianist, and performing artist, and and
Okay.
and all the way from Canada. But she can play like the ear of so many. I don't even want to compare her to any because like Beethoven, Mozart. I'm sure if she wanted to pull an Elton John or Billy Joel, she could. She's that talented. I was lucky enough on my birthday for her to come into a group meeting and play me song she wrote personally for me for my birthday. It was like just really amazing. And let me introduce her. People can call in 866-826-1340. 866-826-1340. Please say hi to Ed when you do. And um, so to formally introduce my someone I've been looking forward to meeting. First of all, I got to tell you, she just wins you over with her kindness and just beautiful soul. Anyway, but she's in Vancouver, and from the time she pretty much, from what she says, saw a big white upright piano wheeled into her third grade classroom. She had a burning passion to play, and she left the country for the city to produce her dreams. Now she's a composer, pianist, 8 albums of original music featuring her piano, and a recording artist. And she's inspired to create beautiful concert journeys and lush of original compositions with spoken word inspired by nature, life, and love. And she also has a degree. She has a bachelor's of music degree from the University of British Columbia, a diploma from University in France, and released 7 albums of original music featuring the piano before then too. Um, her album is called in one of her albums, In the Wake of a Whisper, was nominated for Best Instrumental Release at the West Coast Music Awards and has been featured in 3 CD releases by other artists. And her newest release, Vistas, which we'll talk about more later on. But let me just introduce my guest, Lorianne Speed. Welcome to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany, Lorianne.
Hey, Tiffany. So happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
It's such an honor. I love having such a variety of guests, and you definitely bring a little bit of not only the mental health piece, but we see this if you're watching virtually for our radio listeners. She's got this beautiful grand piano behind her, and she's going to not only we have some that are already recorded that we can play, but she's going to play for us live as well. And any questions, you can watch us on youtube.com/MOC with Tiffany. Also on Facebook at MOC with Tiffany or Tiffany Warner, WERHNER. And we also are on Twitter at MOC with Tiffany and LinkedIn Live at Tiffany Warner virtually. And then if you're listening from the radio, you can always call in at 866-826-1340. 866-826-1340. For some reason, I felt like singing that, but it doesn't come out good because I don't know how to sing. But since it's a music program part this time, 866-826-1340. I bet you could turn around and actually play that for a little jingle for the music for the phone number. So, Lorianne, let's just talk about in the very, very beginning how you found your moment of clarity and
Okay.
wanting to play the piano, anything, what you went through childhood, and just start like that. You said something about 12 years of transformation and 12 years of being forged in the fire of transformation. I kind of want to for you to explain what that means as well.
Okay. Well, there are two different segments of my life. So the beginning with the music was your first question, and your second was about that 12 years of being forged in the fire. So as you read from my bio, I said from the moment this big white upright piano was wheeled into my grade 3 classroom, I guess you could say that was a moment of clarity because I knew right then I wanted to play it, and there was a little friend in my classroom who could play a little bit. She was taking lessons, and I had a burning desire from that moment on to learn to play. And so I went home and, can we get a piano? Can I take piano lessons? And the answer was no. Why would we give you a piano? You would play for a month and set it aside. And
Boy, were they wrong.
boy, were they wrong. I know, right? Um, and so, but thus began a campaign to, try and manifest this dream, which at that point was a very small dream of just getting a piano and having the opportunity to learn to play it. So I'd bug the teacher at school. I'd bug my little friend to teach me what she was learning, and then I'd try and do something with the school piano after school. Anyway, this went on for 5 years, incessantly, really, and until one day the piano teacher himself rolled into our yard with his piano in the back of a pickup truck and delivered me his piano so I could take piano lessons and start. So it was a bit of a late start by that point. And no one
How old
expected
were
me.
you?
Pardon me?
How old were you?
When I got the piano, I must have been probably, yeah, that would have been grade 8 by then. So 8th grade.
That's a
So
late start.
14. Yeah, that's a late start. Yeah, no, because that most classical pianists start at age 3, 4, 5. And they're doing all the exams and the grades but I picked, I went really quickly once I started, and no one drove me to piano lessons. I had to wait till my brother was old enough to get his driver's license, and so that was like 15 when I could go to this very I grew up first of all in the country. Like, I'm out in the wilderness. You have to understand, this is the country. I'm in a logging and farming community, so it just wasn't in my parents' wheelhouse. Like, classical piano, probably if I'd wanted to play country and western guitar or something, that might have made more sense. But that continued all the way through. Actually, I was totally self-motivated.
You said it would have made more sense, but you just would have been like everyone else. I love the way that you stand out. That would be, I love that. Not following the crowd
Yeah.
and doing what you felt like your calling was at the mere age of 5 in the beginning.
No. Grade 3, that would have been, what age are you in 3rd grade? That
8.
must be like 8 or 9, something like that. Yeah.
8, I think.
And and then that was a calling. Like, the piano called. And I think, by the time I got to high school, I still had a burning desire to keep learning. And but because I'd started late, I wasn't at a high enough level to get into a university program. Because of course that's what you're thinking about in 12th grade, is now what am I going to do? But I think another moment of clarity, there was a very precise moment in university where I'm sitting beside this fellow who's in the music department. He's getting his music degree, and I must have turned into a puddle, because he said, well, why don't you get lessons in the department? And I looked at him blankly, and so he went off and he found a piano professor who would audition me. And so I took that audition, and I'd never even seen a grand piano at that point, and he had 2 in his office. I'll never forget that, sitting behind a big oak desk. And I guess that was another moment of clarity when he said yes, he would take me on as a student. And then the next dream became, well, can I ever get into this department? So I started training with them and doing like 2 to 3 grades. I mean, I was plowing through the material, and the day came when I asked if he thought ever in a million years I could get into the department, the actual department of music, as opposed to just being a student taking lessons there. And he said, well, if you work really hard, probably in the spring you could take an entrance exam. And I just burst into tears. So, and
Wow.
that was really my dream. Like, that was just the opportunity. Like, it was like nourishment to me. It was like rain to the desert, being able to really study Mozart and Beethoven. You quoted them at the beginning, and to actually come, from given where I came from in the country and beautiful people, but no one was talking about Beethoven and Mozart. Maybe Elvis Presley. No, I don't even know what my folks would have been listening to actually, but um, um, but yeah. So then I had the opportunity, and it was really wonderful.
I told you when we spoke, and that's a wonderful story. It was like your calling,
Mm,
Elton John. If you ever seen the movie, it kind of explains like just at the very mere age of at a young age, I forget exactly, but 3 to 5 or
yes.
something that he could
Yeah, that's right.
play. And when I was young, I had an ear for music. So my parents put me they we had a piano in our living room, one of those stand up, not a grand piano, but a wall piano. And had a piano teacher come, but they had him come right after school when all my neighborhood friends are outside. But they could play me something and I could play it back, but not like you. Okay, so like I could make it. I could play Happy Birthday or a Christmas song or whatever, but not in any way the way you play. I was just little. But sometimes when we force our children, or it was the timing of the class, the lesson, or the teacher himself creeped me out. I don't know that I wasn't that into it, but after a few minutes, like if I got into on your piano, I could play it simplistically, nothing close to what you do. But if I had pursued that, maybe I could have. But um, they just found that I like to toy around on the piano and I could do it, and then wanted to force piano lessons onto me, not with my um, I, I it wasn't what I was asking for. What I'm saying, not with. I didn't have the passion for it. They just thought I had a talent, but I don't know. They might have accidentally gone about it the wrong way, rather than me asking for it, pressuring me into it. It kind of felt like it was an obligation. Would you mind playing us a little piece? Because we do have it on the MP3 where we can have Ed play it as well. But you have that beautiful piano right behind you.
Yeah,
And would you like to play us something just to show us how it's done, basically
sure,
live? That would be
sure.
amazing.
I'll play a piece called it's called First Snow, and it's one of the first pieces I wrote and recorded. So, but it's still one of my favorite pieces, and it's actually on the Vistas album too.
And we'll talk about that in a little bit, but off of our website.
It's
Well
just
done. Oh my gosh.
that,
We're getting a
is
lot of
that's just
love.
a little snippet of that piece.
I wanted to see at least. I know you have some MP3s that you wanted us to play, but I love being able to show
Mhm.
virtually that you're actually really doing it and that
Yeah,
it's not made
yes.
up,
Mhm.
that we can see your hands eloquently. Like Jason says, Lorianne plays so eloquently and beautiful. And
I wanted to mention something that you said earlier about all your friends being out there and you wanting to go play. Well, I grew up in nature as my playmate in a way. Like we were in the country, so there weren't neighbors. So I imagine that also was became very creative because I had so much time to do that kind of thing, actually. So just wanted to comment on that.
yeah, I mean, well, or it was your calling. Everything happens for a
Yeah.
reason.
Yes,
And
that's
what a fantastic, that sounded beautiful.
right. Oh, good.
You're getting a lot of love on the chats. But Lorianne, it's time for our first commercial break. And we will take that break. And we're going to hear more from Lorianne as well when we come back. Everyone, you're welcome to call in and ask for callers. And we have a caller waiting. But we're going to take our break first and then get to the caller. And we will be back with Moments of Clarity in just a moment. So please stay tuned.
You're listening to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Werner. We welcome your input at 866-826-1340. Tiffany will be right back after this.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Hello, my name is Lucy Lopes, and I'm a real estate agent that supports ending the stigma on mental health with Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. I am also passionate about helping you buy or sell your home. With times being so difficult, I'm here to help. Contact me at lucylopes.com. That's LUCYLOPES.com. Let me assist you through this pandemic and know that you are not alone.
If you're a show host, gamer, live streamer, podcast host, or radio show host that would like your message to get out and reach up to 30 platforms, then there's an affordable way to do that. It's called Restream. Restream makes it easy to broadcast professional live videos from your browser to multiple social platforms at once. Start your live show with guests, brand it with logos and overlays, and create an interactive experience for your audience. Learn more at Restream.io and mention Moments of Clarity for special offers.
Hi, this is Tiffany Werner, your host of Moments of Clarity. Living with a mental health disorder is not easy. If you or someone you know are struggling with this, please know it's so important to seek treatment, and I'm here to help. Please visit the website at momentsofclaritywithtiffany.com to view blog posts and resources on this site to help educate and inspire you to take action, because there's no shame in seeking help for mental health. While you're there, please take a few seconds to sign up for my email list. You'll get some extremely valuable educational and entertaining content that can be sent right to your inbox each week. Plus, you'll also get instant and free access to my guide on managing your anxiety. You can also follow me on Twitter at MOC with Tiffany and at Facebook at Tiffany Werner. And once again, the website is momentsofclaritywithtiffany.com. Thank you so much for your support and for listening to your show, because change can only come when we stand together as one.
Are you looking for a great book? If you like to root for the underdog, Joe Potosi's book is a book for you. A real American Odyssey that will grab your attention with its fast-moving narrative. You won't be able to put this masterpiece down. When the Dust Settled by Joe Potosi. Go to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or Zulin Press.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
We are back to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Werner. To join in the discussion, call 866-826-1340. Now, here's Tiffany Werner.
Hi, and thanks so much for tuning in and for listening. If you are just tuning in, this is Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. My name is Tiffany Werner. I'm a licensed mental health counselor and your host. And today we're talking about how music can be very therapeutic, how following your dreams can get you to where you really should be, and that you can always bet on yourself, face your challenges, and accomplish whatever you want to set your mind out to. And things are never too late. And my guest today is a neoclassical pianist and has 8 albums already. And she just shared a beautiful piece that she written. And we have more to share. First, before we get to that, we have a caller. Yuri. Hi, Yuri. Welcome to Moments of Clarity. And thank you for calling in.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi, welcome. Are you first time caller?
I am. First time caller, first time listener. I just had a very quick question with your guest.
Please go ahead. There's no
Cool.
cussing.
For sure. Lorianne, thank you so much for playing that snippet of that piece there. I've had the pleasure of hearing you perform on several occasions on Clubhouse, that app that everyone's talking about these days. I was just always drawn in by the images and the stories and the emotions that your playing conjures up in my head. And I'm sure everybody listening to your playing goes through their own journey as you play, but I was more curious about what is it that triggers or prompts you to write the pieces you write? Is it an emotion? Are there stories behind it? Is that something you could touch on? Thank you.
Yuri, that is so great that you called in, and those were questions I was going to ask. So thank you for actually, making my job easier. And I'm sure we bumped into each other on Clubhouse. That's why I found Lori Ann. But at the same time, sometimes the late night, she's got her own room and her own group, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But where she just plays, and you can just put yourself on mute and just close your eyes and fall into this realm of meditation, but not meditation, but just serenity. Let's just put it that way. But please answer his questions, Lorianne.
That's a great question. And I think it comes from an emotion. I know many others have said what you just said about being, seeing their own movies go inside their heads when they listen, as though it was their soundtrack. Or it conjures up. I guess it's not, it actually, like you said, conjures up images for them. But for me, it starts with the feeling inside of me somewhere. There's some resonance that starts to ring with the piano. I'll hear something in it, and it makes me feel something. It calls. They're actually the best pieces are ones that just have. I'll hear a hook. I'll be playing, and I'll go, "Oh, I like that." And then it's almost like they exist somewhere, and I'm just birthing them. They just come through me, and that's probably the most accurate way I could say that, as opposed to trying to capture something as though I'm trying to, well, I want to do this emotion or that emotion. It really is something beautiful. It speaks to me. It resonates. It strums the strings of my heart, I guess. Something that I'll play on the piano. It'll just be found, discovered, and it sounds this resonance, and then it's like, hey, game on. Now I'm going to find this piece, and then I start listening really deeply, listening to what comes next, and then I just keep writing what comes next, and then it all starts to just be a kind of organic process. Now, I have written, like, I used to film score a long time ago, and someone would give me their director would say, do this way, the temp track, this is what we want it to sound like. And I have had that experience of aiming for a particular kind of composition and creating it. But that's not normally how I do it. But it's a great puzzle to work on when someone does make a request, and I enjoy that process too, like trying to hear and give them what they want. But it's completely different process than this receiving this gift. Here's a nice piece. It's almost like that. Hey, does that make sense? Yeah.
Well, I was blown away on my birthday when you chimed into my classroom just for my birthday and just played something organic as a gift. And you're amazing. You've got this beautiful ear for music, but also this compassion where you could tell the music comes from a heartful, loving place. Like, there's some pianists that play like punch on the keyboard or punch or like play different kinds of da 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 da, whatever. I don't know. Different passion, different kind of style and technique, and it comes from a place of what they're trying to project. Music comes from within. There's some even artists that play the guitar, let's say, and they want to play the ukulele versus the electric guitar versus heavy metal versus reggae versus, everyone has our own country. Like, everyone has their own genre for a purpose because it comes from within. And the way you play is, in my opinion, heartfelt, therapeutic, and from a place of love and peace. Just that's why it resonates with so many people that need to feel like they want to hear that more, because it's something that we could just close our eyes to and just listen to because it's so well written, and could go to a beautiful love rom-com or a beautiful movie soundtrack, things like that. Avatar 2, we should promote it there, like coming out whenever it finally comes out, something like that. Yuri, and did you have any other questions? Did Lori Ann answer for you?
He's gone.
Oh, well, Yuri, if you're still watching, I appreciate for you to be a first time watcher and listener, and always call in 866-826-1340, 866-826-1340. And so, Lori Ann, I'm going to leave this up to you. We have two pieces, one of three and two of three, you call them. And we could play them. And do you have them set up, ready to go in case? But we have those, and he says he's ready. So we can do that, or you can play us live. Your choice.
Is it just one more piece? Because
No, we have a good 25 minutes left. So
okay, well maybe we can listen to Where Earth Meets Sky, and then I'll play another
which
live
one is
piece.
that for Ed? One of three or two?
That's one of three.
Okay, we shall do that per your request.
I think it'd be nice for your audience to hear the production.
It's one of three, and what's the name of the song?
Where Earth Meets Sky.
Ready for you, Ed, whenever.
We don't have that one. We have Storm Tribe and...
Yeah, Storm Tribe. That'll do. Yep, Storm Tribe. Sorry, that's just fine. Play Storm Tribe. Thank you. It's working.
Wow. I didn't know when that was going to end, but wow. Well done. I don't want to
Thank you.
with
Thank
it.
you.
Oh,
Had to put my
man.
headset on to hear that better. Sounded good. Thank you.
Beautifully done. I heard a bit of violin in there too. So when you
Hmm.
compose your music, do you have other musicians that kind of add their pieces and um, combine and collaborate with your music?
Generally, no. Generally, I would say I'm a solo pianist. When I perform in concert, it's always solo as a soloist. But that track, I had the musicians come in after and do what's called overdubbing. So they played over what I had already recorded, parts that were assigned to them, kind of idea. And then I also do it where I'll give a track to a musician and let him, like there's on Hope for Humanity, for example, there's a violist and he adds his own part. I didn't write it for him, and it's wonderful. But he did that as an overdub as well, not at the same time.
A violist.
Mm-hmm.
I have a great friend that teaches violin and has never called himself a violist. He teaches the violin.
Yeah,
That's
no,
a
violin is a violinist, and there's a viola, and that's a violist. Yeah, it's a
oh,
different
okay.
instrument. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Only clarity for me.
Yeah, good.
We're saying you deserve many bells for that piece.
Thank
That was
you.
wonderfully done. And wow, callers call in 866-826-1340. Once again, 866-826-1340. And 866-826-1340. We have it's time for our second break, and we'll be back with Lorianne Speed and Moments of Clarity in just a moment. Please stay with us and stay tuned. Well done.
Return to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Warner after these messages.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
If you are like most people, you worry with the financial challenges you face today. How do you protect your family from financial ruin? How will you reduce your liabilities and get out of debt sooner? And how can you deal effectively with the constant changes in your job, your career, and your business? Overcoming your financial challenges is like building a house. You must build from the ground up. You must learn how to make more money, save more money, grow your money, and protect your money. Forever Forward Financial specializes in teaching you these 4 basic money skills so you can achieve your dreams and end your worry. Call us today and schedule your complimentary, no-obligation meeting to discuss your needs and concerns. Call Scott Bigley at 727-422-7761.
Are you having trouble staying sober after you've completed rehab and need a positive environment to help you continue sobriety? At Real Recovery Sober Living, we strive in both community and environment for men in early sobriety to help support you while in early recovery. For only $750 a month, we cover everything you need when it comes to a safe, clean, and accountable environment necessary for success in sobriety. Check out our website at realrecoveryfl.com. That's realrecoveryfl.com. We have 6 locations in Tampa, St. Petersburg, Clearwater, Brandon, North Tampa, and Bradenton, because everyone deserves a quality, sober living.
Hi, this is Tiffany Warner, your host of Moments of Clarity. Living with a mental health disorder is not easy. If you or someone you know are struggling with this, please know it's so important to seek treatment, and I'm here to help. Please visit the website at momentsofclaritywithtiffany.com to view blog posts and resources on this site to help educate and inspire you to take action, because there's no shame in seeking help for mental health. While you're there, please take a few seconds to sign up for my email list. You'll get some extremely valuable educational and entertaining content that can be sent right to your inbox each week. Plus, you'll also get instant and free access to my guide on managing your anxiety. You can also follow me on Twitter at MOC with Tiffany and at Facebook at Tiffany Warner. And once again, the website is momentsofclaritywithtiffany.com. Thank you so much for your support and for listening to your show, because change can only come when we stand together as one. Hi, this is Tiffany Warner, your host of Moments of Clarity. I'd like to give a shout out to musician songwriter Don Lawson, who wrote, produced, and performed all the vocals and instruments on my Moments of Clarity theme song. Don gained his inspiration as a mental health counselor himself. He's always looking for artists to record his songs, and you can hear more of Don's music at reverbnation.com/Don Lawson. You can also check him out on Twitter at Don Lawson Music. Thank you so much, Don, for your contribution to Moments of Clarity and ending the stigma on mental health. It's awesome.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Now back to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany Warner, licensed mental health counselor. To engage in the conversation, call 866-826-1340. Here's Tiffany.
Hello, and thanks for tuning in. If this is the first time you're tuning in, this is Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. I'm Tiffany Warner. I'm a licensed mental health counselor and your host. And we've had an amazing and wonderful and enlightening opportunity to hear a very powerful and talented neoclassical pianist that composes her own stuff and is just such a talent, but a kind soul and beautiful inside and out. And I want to welcome back to Moments of Clarity with Tiffany, Lorianne Speed. And thank you so much. So I was during the break trying to private chat, but what I was trying to tell you is we've got about 10 minutes left. So I would like to promote your website and Vistas and explain what that is, and maybe have you play something live where it's a little bit shorter for that too, because I know we all love to see you play live as well.
Yes,
and
yes.
But what is Vistas and your website? So just so the listeners,
Sure.
Lorianne Speed. Lorianne is hyphenated, by the way, LORI-ANN.
That's
Speed.
correct. Thank
So
you, Tiffany.
LorianneSpeed.com.
Yeah, and I'd love for your listeners to join my email list, and there it's very clearly marked so we can stay in touch and join my little tribe. And there's also the Vistas album, which is what I'm promoting right now. It's an album that came out in 2019, just before COVID, and so I feel like it's kind of a relaunch right now because now we're coming out, and I'm really excited to share the Vistas album, which is an album of solo piano and orchestrated piano tracks. The piece Where Earth Meets Sky that you just heard is on that piece, on that album, as is the first track I played live, and it's 14 kind of epic pieces about emotions and life, and it's I'm really proud of this recording. I hope somebody listens to it. Thank you.
I have two questions that are kind of sidebar. Are you going to record any of your albums on vinyl? For those of us
very good question. I have no plans for that yet, but I am in pre-production for my next album, and I'm hoping to record in November, and probably end of November. And so even maybe first week of December. And I think I'll be deciding about vinyl for that album.
I would love to have your work in vinyl.
Really?
And
you listen to vinyl?
I collect it, yes.
Oh my God.
It tells the whole story from the beginning to the end. And as a composer, I'm sure you understand, you format it as a story. So like when people just go on YouTube or iPod or whatever, and they pick one song they like, then it's not hearing the whole story that the artist is really trying to do. And it sounds so much different, and you got to take care of it. And I could get on soapboxes about vinyl, but yes, I like vinyl. Okay. The second question, I've got this picture of you near your computer or your piano, sorry. You on a bench. Do you ever get down and dirty and kick the bench out from underneath you and just like start
I have never done that. Oh, I guess no, but if
there's always a time.
Little Richard comes to mind. I know, like
Elton John, they used to do it, all that stuff. They just get and then they just kick the bench out and they get all into it.
Sometimes I think some of that
after a couple cocktails or something, just like
I think it's for show. Honestly, I think if you're no, but think about it. As a pianist sitting on a bench, which is where you play your best from, let's face it, you're not going to play your best. that actually isn't as dynamic as Elton John jumping all over the place and
I
wearing a
think he did
costume.
handstands on the piano doing his stuff too. I couldn't see you doing it. I just wanted to ask. Like, just came to mind, and silly sense of humor. Let's hear a little bit from you before we have to wrap up as well, and then promote your website. Anything
Okay,
you want to play for us live? Just a
sure.
couple minutes. Let's see. We have about 10 minutes total, but I need the last 5 to kind of close up.
Okay.
So
I'll just play a minute of something if you like. Does
two
that sound
minutes.
about right? 2 minutes. And this is a piece off the Vistas album. It's called The Quest, and it's in contrast to the other things that you've heard already. So I'll play that one. Okay. Thank you. Just stand by.
She's, for the radio listeners, she's just arranging on a beautiful grand piano. Wow, wonderful.
Thank
So we have
you.
5 minutes left. Wow. So you were getting some feedback. I was sending your link while your back was to me. We'll see when you rewind or rewatch. But Fred Brown said, "Beautiful. The struggles are real. Music is the healer." And thank you for
Hmm.
sharing. I
Hmm.
also put that
Oh,
music is very
wow.
therapeutic, and you must get a lot of therapy. I mean, I feel therapy listening to you. and you must feel very therapy that's
Yes.
an outlet for you as well.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much
Absolutely.
for everything, Lorianne. Seriously, once again, Lori Ann Speed, LORI hyphen ANN Speed, SPEED.com. And you'll find her website, subscribe to her email list. But her new album out now, it presents us with 14 grand and beautiful views into the new neoclassical composer landscape of human emotion. And this epic beauty I've always shared to express through the pure, simple beauty of the piano. Vistas is also says that it's lush and evocative. This album is a wonderful collection of orchestrated and solo piano compositions that are cinematic and soulful. And at her website, you can listen and purchase and donate. Lori Ann Speed, LORI hyphen ANN Speed.com. And I just want to say thank you so much. I have to wrap up the show, Lori Ann, but for your wonderful talent, for sharing your wonderful soul, and following your passion. Not many people can do that. Not many people still do that. And you're beautiful inside and out, but it really comes out within your music as well to show like what kind of beautiful soul that you are. Thank you for sharing your time on Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. And as I was saying about the vinyl, then we had a comment from Jason that on YouTube, I would like to get an audio CD instead of a vinyl. However, you can purchase that on her website at Lori Ann Speed.com. You can
Tiffany,
download or buy and listen.
can I just interrupt right there just for Jason's benefit? That those are digital downloads. Just please reach out if he wants a CD, because I actually do have it in CD, and I'd be happy to mail him a copy. Yes, snail mail, because how else will you get it?
Yes.
But I do have it in CD. But on the website, those will be digital downloads. If someone wants a CD, they'll have to just drop me an email. Okay.
That's so nice to know. A lot of people just download things and play it off of their iPhone or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, like just like me, and Jason's more tangible with the CD. I just happen to want vinyl, just so it's different. It sounds different too. We have to wrap up. So thank you so much for being on Moments of Clarity with Tiffany. And happy Friday, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for listening, for supporting the show, ending the stigma on mental health. Change can only come when we stand together as one. Thanks, everyone. Friends, support Ed. And please be kind to yourself and to others, a stranger especially. You never know what they're going through. Once again, congrats. And thanks so much, Lori Ann Speed. What a
Thank you,
wonderful show.
Tiffany. Thank you so much.
Moments of clarity. Don't put yourself down, time for a change. Believe in yourself, time to rearrange. Be your best friend, bring hope to your day. Lose your critic, get out of your way. Now it clicks, moments of clarity. Now I hear moments of clarity. Now I get it, moments of clarity. To yourself be kind, it will please your mind. Find your joy, trust in you. Put in the time, you'll see how you grow. Many kinds of love you get to define. Find self-love, your soul will align. Now it clicks, moments of clarity. Now I hear moments of clarity.